Hey guys, what's going on? So I recently did an unboxing of these three pads for men, and this was from a Tena pad sample kit that I ordered from Tena.ca, and I had myself wondering what exactly could be the purpose of this tiny little pad right here. Now, to give you like a good reference of the size difference, so this is Tena's moderate pad for men, and this is the light, and this is the moderate next to the heavy pad. And you can see that the heavy is a bit thicker. Maybe it's a bit hard to see, but I can feel the difference myself. Now this one here would be good for, like, I would say light leaks to moderate leaks, like just tiny little spurts, we'll say. Whereas this one might be for, light to moderate gushes, being that it is a little bit thicker, has a nice cup on the bottom, is a good size. But you can see just how tiny this guy is, and it's also super thin. Now, first of all, I'll tell you what I like about it. I do like that it is all black on the front and the back. That will make it really discreet, especially for things like disposal or maybe carrying them around or whatever. And it's kind of neat how they have a underwear drawing on the front showing you how to place the pad in the underwear. It's cool how it says men. It's kind of got this technical futuristic line going through there. Not a fan of the gray, but that's a matter of opinion, not a big deal. And you can see here, it almost looks like this is the landing zone for the tip of your rocket. So, but I really don't think that this would be appropriate for any sort of even like light bladder leakage for men, for anyone who has incontinence, even if it's light, because like I said, look where the tip of your rocket would go, and just look how little there is. So obviously you're going to put that in your underwear like that. Underwear is going to be cupping it like that. And so you only have like a tiny, tiny little bit of area to actually absorb what needs to be absorbed, because the bulk of the pad is up high. So here's my thoughts on, now I don't think they necessarily market it for this, but what I think this would be great for is for when you go to the bathroom, like say you go to a public washroom and you take a leak into the urinal. Well, in men's rooms, unlike women's rooms, have no toilet paper provided for the men at the urinals, because it's customary for men to not wipe on the front area after they urinate anyways. And the urinals cannot accept the toilet paper. You cannot flush anything that is a solid down urinal because it will clog the urinal. So what I'm thinking is this would be great for like post drip, like drippage after you take a leak. This would be great for that, because I don't know about you guys, I'm sure it's the same for all guys, but in my experience, when I go to a public washroom, use the urinal, do my business, like you kind of shake your rocket, and then no matter how much you shake it, it never really, not all the urine is out. And sometimes, like most of the times, I end up getting urine all over my hand, and it's kind of gross actually. You have to go right to, obviously it's good to wash your hands after. It's proper to do that, proper etiquette. But I definitely have to wash my hands after every time using a public restroom. At home, I'll be honest, I use toilet paper to wipe down there just to make sure it's clean so that it won't drip into my underwear. But I would say every guy that uses the urinal or toilet without wiping after is going to have that drippage. So I think that this pad is perfect for that like residual urine that is left inside your rocket. So I know it's kind of funny. Some of you guys are going to be laughing at that word, but I'm just trying to keep it appropriate for a YouTube. And what I think these are very similar to is what women are already used to having already. Now this is like a liner, so this is not a period pad. it is not a bladder control pad. It is kind of just a multi-purpose pad for, you know, any minor leakage of urine, or, you know, between periods or whatever. Or if you know, a woman has like a tampon in, like it says in the package, it can help. You know, it's like a backup or whatever. Because they are very, very similar in construction, very similar in size, width, and thickness. They're both super thin. And so why have they not made something like this more mainstream for men? Well, I think it's kind of more due to like social norms and embarrassment. Like a guy wouldn't want to be, you know, anyone to know he's wearing a pad or anything, or a liner. Whereas women are so used to it, they've needed to wear them ever since pads were invented, probably back in the, you know, like the early 1900s. So it's kind of a more common thing for women, more socially accepted. But I think this is a great idea. You know, you go to the, you know, women's aisle where all the period pads are, and like if it's a bigger store, it can literally be like 2 full rows of shelves full of liners, period products, bladder control pads. But for the men, you can tell it's definitely a taboo thing, because like a big store we have here in town that has a lot of this kind of stuff, like incontinence pads and diapers and stuff, there's really only like, all I've ever seen is this Tena guard, the medium absorbency there. Depend shields in 2 different absorbencies, as well as like the generic brand, so the no-name one, the store brand. So there's only like really 4 different kinds of men's pads. I never see the heavy one there, and I've never ever seen these little light absorbency ones there. But yeah, it would be pretty cool if, you know, they carried more men's products, because not, you know, most men aren't gonna want to wear this super bulky thing. But I just think this is such a great idea for that, like post drip after us guys use the urinal. It's just, I think it's more sanitary, and a lot of you guys are going to say it's stupid or whatever, but I think like to save on you know, wet underwear, that wet feeling in your underwear. Like I get it, you're supposed to wash your clothes and your underpants every day, but still, I just never liked that wet feeling before I wore diapers. That wet feeling in the front pouch of my underwear. So just a thought that I had. I think it's a great, like, kind of a alternative, or not alternative, but a men's version of the women's liners that have been out, like, probably for over, you know, 40 years. So that's that. That's my 2 cents on what this could be used for. No need to ramble on anymore. Thanks for watching this video. You guys have a great night.